Hello and welcome to the Wandering Village. Now, I say the Wandering Village when Onbu here has clearly just decided to go to sleep. Yeah, or at least Onbu's lying down. Onbu's getting very tired, so Onbu has decided that he's going to sleep. That's a sensible thing to do. So this is about as far as we've got. We've travelled about 60 kilometres so far. So that's a pretty good thing. It's buying us some time so we can get other things done. I'm quite keen to get this lot cleared out, because then that gives us a tower with a horn that we can then start to use to tell Onbu what to do. But ooh, this is a tricky one. Apparently there's a pile of rubble here. I think the village elders were a bit of loggerheads as to, well, should we be digging up the past? But I mean, I suppose we should. We want to know what has happened. Who knows? I mean, it might be good, it might be bad, but what the heck, let's do it. We'll tell them to start harvesting that place then. So at the moment there's nobody assigned to it. I've got idle workers. I'm not doing any research, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Because basically what I'm doing is I'm just trying to follow the tutorial. I'm curious to see what happens if you just follow the tutorial more than anything. I don't have to, but I'm curious to see what happens if we do. In the meantime, we're trying to build this, but I need to get these rocks out of the way first. It's going to take quite a while. These are rocks. It's about 30 rocks to be harvested from each, or 30 stones to be removed from each rock that you get there. So that's going to take quite a bit of work. This is where we're at in terms of research, but although I've got an idea what I want to do, I'm just going to play along with the tutorial to see what happens. Just for giggles. I'm just having a look around, so there's nobody going to be doing that yet. They're all heavily focused on that, because I've got this for me is the priority. I want them to get on with this, basically. We could speed it up a bit. Faster! Faster! Mush! Mush! As they say. So this is what the tutorial wants us to do. Go and dig up that strange pile of rubble, but build this hornblower tower. Because we need that to put a horn on and have a conversation, if you will, with Onbu, or at least our Onbu. I mean, it is an Onbu. We've just left it on the name of Onbu. So these are the interactions. Once you go into like viewing it from Onbu's perspective, if you will, you can start sending instructions like lie down, walk, take a run. So we don't have anything doctor-wise yet. There's nothing we can inject it with. We don't have a feeding trebuchet yet, which is interesting. A feeding pump, a discipliner, a town square. So there's nothing we can do until they get the hornblower built. There's literally nothing you can do. And you're kind of limited as to where you can put this thing anyway. It's got to be close to Onbu's head so Onbu can eat it. So it had to go in this vicinity, and I'm trying to, unless something is going to use the fertile ground that we have got, for me it doesn't make sense to be putting like industrial buildings or things like this onto fertile ground, because then it's like, well, okay, now I've got nowhere to make more food. So that's on 2 of 30, that's on 10 of 30. Are they doing... Actually, if I click that... Okay, I was just suddenly curious if I click on it, would it tell me? Right, still nobody's working on that. Okay, we've now got an extra 2 nomads. Oh, fudgesicles. Right, okay. Right, I need another house. Well, I say I need another house, it's really... They need another house. There only seems to be... Hang on a minute, there's only one person on that. So why is nobody digging that up then? Alright, okay, so there's one person now going to start working on that. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Who am I to judge? So there's two people working on that one. I don't think I've got any control over that. I mean, I can maybe take people off. Yeah, I can take people off, so at least now they're fully focused on it. Ooh, 49 of 50. Okay, so that's going to take a while. But it kind of makes you wonder. I mean, these Onbu they're interesting in themselves, and now it's a case of we found an Onbu and we're using that to live on, basically. But it's like, okay, are you suggesting there was somebody else here before? If so, who? Because I mean, a pile of rubbish in itself sounds... It's a large pile of rubble, and it looks like there's something buried there. I can understand, like mushrooms and trees and whatever you're growing here, but it's a pile of rubbish. It's like, okay, that sounds like somebody was here. Because like, you're going to get seeds and all sorts drift onto this soil here. It's like, okay. Right, so we've now got our horn blower. I'm going to slow this back down to normal. So we assigned someone to there. So we've now got a worker permanently assigned to this. You don't necessarily have to. I suppose it would make sense. The way I'm seeing it is if you ever want something done, get somebody to come here and work. Otherwise they're just taking up space. They're not really doing anything. Right, so if I click on that, can't do anything. It says you've got to be in basic. Show interactions. Right, so I could click on that, or I just go into Onbu mode. So he's already lying down. He's at about 15% sleepiness. So I think I'm just going to tell him to get up. You can tell, I say him, I mean, I don't know what Onbu is, quite frankly, let alone anything else about it. So, yeah, you can tell Onbu to lie down, to walk, or to run. At the moment, there's nothing else we can do, so I don't have control over the decision-making of, like, left or right. At the moment, there seems to be some level of trust, because it says Onbu accepts your commands. I think it's going to be a case of you start making decisions where it's like, this is not good. It's just going to start refusing. So that's going to get a bit tricky as to, well, do we go left? Do we go forward? I don't know if we can control that yet. I don't think we can. Anywho, I'm going to disable that because there's nothing to do. We'll go, oh, what's more people? Okay. Get some more people back in there. 24, right, we need another house. A house. Right, so for research, I think we'll go, what is it suggesting for research? Research a carpenter. Okay, we shall research a carpenter then. I shall go with what the people suggest. So that's that. So that's to build the more advanced things. We have got... Right, okay, so you've got a discipliner, so you can use that. But it's a case of that's going to cause hurt to Onbu. So, you know, you can do positive and negative reinforcement. Okay, so, but either way, I'm just going to go with this, so I can say yes. We'll go with the carpenter. That needed 75, 50 logs and 20 stone. An onbuologist. Okay, somebody's going to be researching dung collector, so you can collect poop. Stonemasons, herbalist kitchens. So if we want to build a hut, that makes sense. If you want better housing, we want to go that way. But it needs stonemason as well. In which case you're going to have to go down that path to be able to get into that path. Okay. So going down the carpentry path gets this way. So this makes sense, I suppose, because you're going to need a feeding trebuchet to feed on Boo. Oh, you can do villager sacrifices. So you can sacrifice a villager. you can feed one of your villagers to Unbu. Holy moly, so if you get into a... That is some pretty brutal ways to control your people. Or feed you to Unbu. But these things start getting interesting where you start to get specialised types of foods you can make. So you can do things to like help it with constipation, feed laxatives, and it's like this just gets bizarre. You can pet Onbu. You can cure Onbu. Extract essences. This gets weird by the minute. It puts a whole twist on like settlement games. Let's put it that way. Anywho, right, so where are we at in terms of research? So that we're at, I can hover over that, it's going to take about 11 hours. So realistically, I've got no control, but if I had, I mean, we could go, before we get to here, we could tell Onbu to go left, for instance. At this stage, it's a bit early days. I mean, Onbu needs food. It's okay for its poison level. But if you can just use a command and say go left, whether it goes left or not depends. But if you go left, at least you know you're going to hit that abandoned camp where you might find things. On the other hand, if you go on, you might pick up this group of nomads. So it's a case of, ooh, which do I need? What's my priority? Because at this stage we can't go to places. Ah, right. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. The mouse has disappeared again. This happened before when I played the game. The mouse just disappeared. I mean, the keyboard's working. But the mouse, you can see there's no mouse icon. The mouse icon's disappeared and I can't... It's very difficult to select anything because I can't see the mouse. I can hear this like little beep going on where it's like enabling, disabling for some strange reason. So the mouse itself's working because I can scroll around and what have you, but the actual icon itself's gone. And I can't really see it. I thought by turning the controller off, oh, that would solve it, but let's see. So yeah, I'm not seeing any options here. Oh, interesting. By default, anonymous usage collection is, you say there's okay, so why, I wonder why I don't really have like any problems with the sensitivity or anything. It's just that the mouse itself has disappeared from the game. It'll show up on the computer, but because if I come out of the game and connect to the computer, it'll show up. That's curiosity. We're about 14 minutes in. Well, as a famous person once said, I'll be back. Well, I've no idea what's causing this. I mean, I hear this like beep. It's like usually when something's being suspended or something. But yeah, it's kind of odd that I never had this problem in early access, so this is kind of new. it's a bit annoying because I'm having to reboot the computer to fix the problem. Because the mouse works perfectly fine otherwise. I mean, it just for some reason it just goes invisible. The actual mouse icon itself goes invisible. It'll move around and it'll, you know, you can highlight things, but it's just kind of difficult to work without having that being visible. So it's kind of odd. Anyway, apparently we've uncovered the rubble. Okay. Okay, so some... okay. Yeah, you see, these are the dilemmas. I'm inclined to build it. So you can deconstruct it and just be done with it. And get the resources. And like it says, you don't know what its original purpose is. So that's clever that you can't even like sneak a peek and see, well, what are the upgrades? Let's build it. Oh, who knows what will happen. It's one way to find out. Right, so we're busy researching still. Oh, hold on, Jacob, you actually researched that now, have you? Oh, right, okay, oh, cool. Right, in which case, let's have a look-see. Right, so there's the carpenter that we can build. See, I can't build on top of clay mines or whatever they are. Put them up there. Because I want to keep them off, like, fertile grounds. I mean, I suppose I could have done it down there, like. Right, we'll get them to build that. How are we doing in the big world? Right, so at some point, Onbu's going to get to here. And I'm pretty sure, because Onbu... it's at 60% for hunger. I wouldn't be surprised if they stop and eat these mushrooms. But we shall see. People-wise, we're at 24. Housing 24, so that's okay. So yes, that's disabled. Right, so they're not telling us to do anything, so I'll disable that and that gets us some more people back. I'm not seeing any like mushrooms as such, so I think I'll get them to... let's just clear these stones out. Here as well. Gives us more room to work in. I mean, they may as well do something. So cleared the rubble and we're waiting for it to be built. So it's at... ah, right, so we can't do that. Ah. Fudgesicles. So we can't do that until we make the carpenter and we make the stone. That is sneak. Maybe it's like a structure, it's like a shrine to Onbu or something. Anyway, we'll wait and see where that's... so we're not going to get anywhere with that. So we'll get them to build this. Then we can start turning logs into planks, presumably. We could put more than one person in. Right. So we'll put somebody into there. So they're going to start turning the logs into planks. Now, an onbuologist. So this will help us get a better understanding of who and what Onbu is. Does that make sense? Where did I see that? Seen it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Right, it's there. Right, okay. Ah, right, okay. That's why they're saying doing it now, because you need to have the carpenter to be able to make the planks. Gotcha. And you need mushrooms. Ooh, interesting. Speaking of which, only fully grown ones. Crops. could have sworn I said only fully grown ones. Never mind. Right, so that's currently disabled. They're making planks. So we've now got 6 mushrooms. Could probably do with a road going up there to make their lives a bit easier. That would make sense. I don't know why that's not disappearing. Because I would have thought stones like don't grow back. Right, where are you going on, Boo? Oh, we're getting closer to the mushrooms. I keep pressing the escape key thinking I can just get out of that view, but it's not. It's just opening up the settings menu instead. Right, so leave that. So that, if that's going to end up probably being a permanent place for clay, I'd imagine if I need it. Because the clay does grow back. Because it's just relying on water. And you can't build over the top of it. It's like over there, for instance. That's exhausted, but it's like, no. Food management. People. Oh, that's quite cool. So you can alter how many people are working in what building from here. Yeah, that's quite cool. Right, so they're busy little beavers, chopping up the stones and building roads and making the logs. So to get the research done though, I think it said it needed 5. Oh, it needs 10. Oh, the research cost. Ah, right, okay. So it's going to take 5 planks to research it. But it's going to take 10 of them to actually build the building. Okay. So production to inventory is 18 of 20, 60. Ah, right, hold on. So at the moment we've seen we've got 0 of 75 used up. There's quite a few logs. We've maxed out those. So tell you what, let's put. Technically it doesn't say build anymore, but. Oh, what was that? Oh, you've stopped. Yeah, this place contains some fresh food, so Onbu eats. So Onbu has stopped to get something to eat. So Onbu's liking these mushrooms here. It's like, okay, well, whatever, you know. I don't quite understand that bit, seeing villagers over 15, total needs. That's confusing. Right, we can get more people. Now that's pushed my limit though, because I don't have enough housing. Right, I needed 2 because you can house 2 people per house or tent. I don't necessarily have to get all clumped up like that, but like, so they've got right. So there's 18 out of 20 possible logs in there. Presumably with waiting, it's taking about 3.5 minutes to make one. So I speed that up. Get 2 people on the job. Because at the moment I've got 14 people idle. 14 employed and 13 idle. So that kind of makes sense. And I think it was saying, so if we come back to here then, so if I say, tell you what, let's have 2 people working on that. 3 people working on that. Clay is not so big of a deal. I've got plenty of clay, I think. It's 271, 32, 19. Yeah, let's do that. Because I've still got quite a few spare folks who can otherwise be working on this sort of stuff, I suppose. Water. Well, we don't have water storage, but there's some water. So that can store up at 50. So presuming, I think that's saying there's 10 water available. And we can store up to 50 here. So that's not changing that. By having 2 people, it doesn't seem to change that. I wonder if that just means that now we're going to have 2 people taking about an hour and 3/4 to make a log. So it's still double the rate of log production. Right, I need more. I need more of these. I think if memory serves, I need like 10 of these to get the research done. Okay, right, so Onbu's back on the move again. So it could go either way. Now, I don't see like a different type of region. So we've still got this pink region. So, yeah. It would be kind of a choice of like, well, do you want to go that way to get those resources? Do you want to go that way to get those people? There's more mines down here, I think they are. We can get other things, but I'm not seeing a regional change yet. Which at the moment's good for me. I like this. This region's okay because we've got, it's humid. You know, it's okay for humidity. It is a bit cool, but it's not affecting people. Didn't want to do that. Alright, okay. Okay, so so now we've got the ability. The question whether it's gonna. Now the question then is, do you want the tools or do you want the people? I've got a lot of people, to be fair. But it's like part of our job is to bring people together, surely. Okay, so I think I'm gonna see if we can get on boot, go straight on. I think we'll because Onbu hasn't made their mind up at this stage. Right, so they're gonna go and do that, and I'm gonna see. Can I influence the direction at all? Because it's saying if you have one of those, you can give Onbu a command to tell it which. Do this by selecting the crossroads. Oh, okay, so we go to here. So that must be northeast, that must be southeast. Ah, right, so Onbu has accepted the command. So we're going to go that way. Because I think the priority for now is trying to help people. And at the moment Onbu's accepting commands, which is just as well. So I'm assuming as long as we don't do anything to take off Onbu here, it seems okay. I think like if you start giving it commands and bad things happen, it might become less trustworthy. You can also like encourage it. There's like positive and negative ways to do it. Right, I don't need to do anything, so that, right, you can come out of there because there's no need for you to be there. So there's 3 nomads are going to arrive in 1 day and 5 hours anyway, and that's just because we've got this. I think it's as long as we've got now, as long as you've got up to 6. Yeah, as long as you've got over up to a happiness of 6, you'll attract that's interesting, that's +4. So the happiness level is 7 at the moment because of that. I think it's going to go down just because of the fact it's starting to get big, but there's like more and more people getting involved. There's like food's going to become a problem. Ooh, decisions. Right, can we do this research yet? Right. Now the thing is, those logs are going into that. Can I pause that? No. Logicals, I can't control that yet. I don't seem to see a way to... I could cancel it, which I'd rather not do. I'm not seeing an option to pause it. Right, so we should pick up these nomads, assuming they haven't gone off track. But the thing is, I mean, like, as I say, I think it's a case of I'm more inclined to try and get people. Resources I can probably find, but people are a bit more important for me. The only trouble is we don't know what we're going to get into. There's no signs of like the region changing, so the environment changing. I don't know whether it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. So it's like, okay, it's a difficult decision. Right, Onbu is at 65% sleepiness, so at some point Onbu will go to sleep. They'll just come to a halt and just go to sleep. Fully grown crops. May as well keep growing those, harvesting those. So that's, once that gets to 30, it'll stop. At least, and then we'll start to build up a storage for the research. I can't get any further than that anyway, because it's like you need stone slabs. Fiddly-dee. Be interesting to know how we're doing in terms of food. So it's going to last for about 16 days, so that's not too bad. Can't add any more people to that. Right, what's that? Yeah, that's nothing I can do about that. They're struggling with water. Water. Right, so they're struggling with trees. I don't have a... I thought you could... Ah, now hold on. I could have sworn the options were... Ah, I can move a building. Ah, I thought you didn't have the option. Interesting, so that building can be moved. That building can't, so it depends. Interesting. Right, well in that case we'll move you down to here and we'll just do a clearance job. Interesting, and it just automatically moves it. Oh, cool. More people. Because we've picked those people up. Houses, we need 30. Right, someone's going to have to chop that log down. Can we just clear everything out? Is there a deconstruct option? That's cool. I must admit, I could have sworn they had a rule for like building and for planting and growing. Oh, was it just these? Instead that could have been just these. Plant and harvest, right. So they don't have the ability to grow new trees. So hopefully that's something we can pick up later in the research. Corn plantation, cactus plantation. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Hey, you. We've got 5 water available, so we haven't run out of water yet. I've got to resolve all one. I can't resolve that one because there's until I get the. Oh, okay. Once. Ooh. Oh, okay. So as soon as you build it, we'll get into story mode. Okay. Well, never mind. So I can't resolve that. The mining camp has run out of resources, so I can move that about. This is cool, this. Okay, well, cool. So let's move that over to there. So, well, I'll move it over to here because I'll use it as a clearance way to just clear the area then. Well, that's cool. I like that. So rather than people just digging things up and leaving things lying on the ground, I mean, these ones go out and collect them, and then they put presumably they put things into their inventory. So they've got like 20 logs they can store. Just gonna wait for somebody to deconstruct that lot. On oologist decisions. Ooh, hold on. Oh, right, okay, so I've got to pick them up, right, or send them up, right, okay, I'll pick them up. Okay, didn't realise that. Your berry bush gatherers are idle. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so you can either uproot wild bushes by selecting them. Ah, right, okay, so uproot a berry bush. So that one there, so that's their region there. So if I grab that, harvest that and remove. Oh, hold on, cancel that. Harvest and remove. Ah, see, they talk about the wild ones. Okay, so these are things that are not really helping. So I can take these out. Okay, it's not telling me anything there at this stage, so I'll just tell them to harvest it and remove it. Because that's what it's saying, harvest and remove. Okay, put a priority on that one and see what happens. Oh, it's raining. So now the humidity's gone. Right, okay. So we've got to get the happiness above the threshold. Right, so there's some people who are homeless. Ah, right, that's 33, so there's... Yeah, I'm waiting for them to clear this out. Yeah, we're waiting for them to clear that out. In the meantime... Oh, well, what's this? Herbs. Ooh. Right. Is anybody gonna... Alright, okay, so somebody's coming along, so that's gonna get some berries. This is what I'm more curious about here, because it says uproot a berry bush. Yeah, plant and harvest. Right, okay, so what happens then? What are you going to do? Because these are the harvesting options. You can Harvest them, harvest only, harvest and remove, because that's what I did. I clicked on it and said harvest and remove. So these folks are coming down to do stuff. So I'm just trying to see if they're going to... Used by the berry gatherer to plant berry bushes. BenQ. It just says uproot a berry bush. I mean, that one there... Ah, right, so that one showed up there. There's one showed up there. Oh, there you go. It says we've done it. So presumably... Ah, right, there you go. So they're going off and they're picking up. So eventually what we'll get is a lot of little new berry bushes around here. You can see where they're collecting the seedlings. So somebody comes along and harvests them, presumably. That then leaves the seed, and then these lot come along and start to plant seeds. So eventually you'll get like a lot of berry bushes around here rather than just out in the wild. So you can either destroy it or harvest it, get the food, and then put it to better use afterwards. That's clever, I like that. That's a good idea, that. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody doing that sort of thing before. There's a puddle. Nobody's mentioned anything about puddles, I must admit, but... Right, so where are we at in terms... Oh, hold on. Something's happening. Hang on. Harvest only the fully grown ones. Why are you not harvesting them? Crops. That makes a lot more sense. Right, keep harvesting the mushrooms. We need mushrooms. So they're busy working down there, still getting that. Now somebody else has got an issue, right? That's always going to have an issue until we get to that. So they're complaining of... So what's... Okay. Guess Ambo's going to sleep. Fair enough. That is current research 1 of 5. Right, so still need more log air planks. So we've got... I'm stuck there, so they're going to make 4 more there. Once they get the 4 for there, that's it. We should then get a surplus and then start putting that into the research. I mean, technically they don't say anything about making any more air wells, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because they're starting to complain of the lack of water by the looks of it. And I can't add any more people to that. I've got plenty of people that are idle. 17 potentially. Housing's a bit of a shortage until they cut this lot down. Now I can't move these ones, so I'll leave them. That's why I'm not going to build another one and then move it there. It's like, no, I can't. There's obviously a limit on what kinds of buildings you can move, but you can move some. That's quite cool, that. Right, so they're busy doing their little thing, getting little berry bushes moved around. So wherever I can see any, I'll just get them to move them. Because that makes a lot of sense to me, anyway. Right, so once they've done that, actually how much? Oh right, right, okay, so we're starting to get a little hood built. Right, let's put one there. Right, so folks have got, you know, something to do anyway. But I'm assuming ultimately I just want to clear out all of the rocks. Trees, it's tempting to clear out all of the trees, but then where they're going to get stored, I don't know if they actually decay or not. Do things decay if they're just left lying around? There's compost there. Actually, that's a thought. Storage is at, so there's 12 of 75, 56, 66 of 75. So we've now full up with clay in there, and full up with clay there. So that's, I'll explain why there's clay left lying around there then. Now that can be mined for stone by an adjacent quarry. Now that is a mining cap. So at some point it would probably have to research how to make mining quarries there. Right, so we've got as far as we can there. Right, okay. That's that one there. Now that research is now disabled. Let's bring them back. We've now got 0 wooden planks. So once they make the wooden planks, I can then, let's see. Okay. Because there's nowhere else for wooden planks that I know of. Yeah, there's no other place that needs them, so presumably they'll just make 5 wooden planks and then the researchers will be done. So what do they need again? They needed 5 planks, 50. Right, so we need another 5 mushrooms from somewhere. Some over there. Now there's a thought. Was there somewhere where I could control food supplies? Toggle which food resources can be eaten. Right, okay, so you can eat beets and you can eat berries. So what's happening to the mushrooms then? Do they just spoil? I'd love to know what this is. This is getting annoying, I must admit. I don't know what it is. There's something happening where the mouse still works, it just disappears from the game. It's kind of like, part of me thinks like is it to do with power management, but if it was, then how come I can still see the mouse active? Yeah, I think it's going to be a case of I'll be back. Okay, so my mouse is back. So I think it might be like a USB problem or something. Because you get that like unique kind of like beeping noise which is symptomatic of something being disconnected. So I've had to play around with the USB settings. We'll see if that's what the problem is. But in any case, Onbu's currently asleep. Places have got problems, right? There's nothing I can do about that. Assign somebody to there. Oh, it's raining. Well, that'll be good for presumably our little clay pits here. Water. I mean, they collect water from they just extract it from the air. Right, okay, so it depends on the humidity as well. So at the moment, because it's raining, they're doing quite well. So that should be good for the farm down here. But that's its problem, is it just doesn't have the water storage. Which incidentally, what I could do bad. I just... that's not bad. Put that there and I'll get that to store just water. I think there's a genuine storage facility. Yeah, there isn't one. Right, I'm just going to cancel that. Because in the research there is a water storage tank. But, me being me, I'm just trying to follow along with the tutorial. So I'm only doing what the tutorial suggests. Not always a good idea. It's an idea. What are these mushrooms now? Oh, there's some mushrooms there. It'd be interesting if you could double click on them. That would be good. What would be even better is you could set up a little building to actually harvest mushrooms. Oh, yeah, go on. I feel bad saying no. I feel obliged to help people out. The only trouble is it's going to get harder and harder to look after them all because of food. If we run out of food, we're in deep duty. So at some point, I don't know if it tells you like what sustainability is like. Well, actually it says daily consumption is 36. So this is all going to last until day 18. Right, so we've now researched that. So I need to go and build an unbuologist. So it doesn't... Ah, right, so that's limited as well. So presumably that's got to be up here. It's got to be up near where unbu is. So I'll get them to build that there. Because obviously I was limited as to where I could place it. Let's say that. Let's build it there, because then it's no longer on the... It's not on the green belt, if you will. So we'll get them to build that, which just means it's going to take... Get a bit of priority on that. But then they'll be able to go and have a look and see... What is this unbu thing? What does it do? What does it want? That was what I remember. It gathers knowledge about unbu and creates unbu nodes. So once you do that, then you can start to get the unbu doctor to help them. An unbu cache where you can start storing their food, but at some point you need to make the trebuchets so then you can feed them. I mean, so far we've been fortunate in that we actually passed by a place where unbu can get something to eat. And unbu's currently asleep. At some point it's going to wake up and then it'll be back on the move again. But they're going to have to chop all these down and then we can start to learn about unbu. What does unbu do? What does unbu want? Because it's kind of like it's a bit sneaky because we should be able to feed unbu. Then that'll get unbu to like us more and then hopefully it'll trust us more and then we can have a better chance of telling it what to do and where to go. Needs 2. Doesn't tell you what ice. So what are the needs? Total needs 2. 36 people, so they're in housing. Food variety. Okay, so food qualities not so good. Decorations, housing quality. So like they're in basic housing at the moment, so yeah, okay. I'll have a look and see if there's any more berries. May as well uproot some of these. Ah, that's interesting, there were some herbs. I distinctly remember there were some herbs down here, I think, at one point. So I don't know what happened to them. I mean, I know the mushrooms turn up and they disappear, but then they do go back at least. So that's interesting, that. So you've got to leave a bit of the clay then for the mushrooms. Interesting to see if they start showing up over here, because I've cleared the rocks out. I'm just waiting for somebody to pick all those up by the looks of it. But is that, he's maxed out in terms of stone then? 75, 75. Okay, so storage. From 19 of 30, 17 of 30. Right, let's speed that up because I think that's pretty much what we need next then. It's going to need 10 wooden planks, 20 stone, 20 clay. So what are we doing then in terms of... Okay, so we're already there. I mean, we've got like a bajillion stone. Stone is not a problem. I'm just saying, it's not a problem. Right, can I... If we disable all and just say, just dump the stone in there. Just any stone you've got, just dump it in there. Although when we've got like thousands, it's like... And you can only store 75. That says a lot. Once we get onto this stonemason who can turn those into stone slabs and start getting better use. It's not going to like wear out or anything or spoil, so it's like... It's not that big of a deal leaving it lying around, but it just means I can't... I don't know what happens if you try to build there. Yeah, I don't know if they would just pick it up and move it somewhere, maybe? On the other hand, I don't want it lost. I don't want it like to lose there. If it like suddenly just throws it away or something, that would be bad. Oh, Onbu's on the move. So I think we're going to have to wait until we get closer to there to then decide what to do here, whether we go left or straight on. Something happened. Oh, there you go. So Onbu pooped, and now it's back on the move. Now the thing is, we're not collecting that. We're not putting it to use for fertilizer. So I'm pretty sure there was something in the research notes about that. So you can like really make good use of Onbu here. Aside from just living on top of here, you could put it to more usage. Not enough resources available. Seriously? How can there be not enough resources available? Go and grab more berries then. So what's these little berry bushes? Harvest and remove. Yeah, there's one over there. We've got plenty of room around here. That tree can go. Oh dear, something's got a problem. So may as well chop these down and get more room for that. Oh, they're outside of the area anyway. Right, someone's got problems. There's that one. Yeah, I'm never going to get anywhere with that. Alright, okay, so we've now got our onduologist. Right, so they're now going to start observing what Onbu gets up to, presumably, and listen to Onbu. Hopefully they'll understand Onbu. But in the meantime, they're suggesting we do some research. So there was a pantry, so that's as where we can start storing food. Okay, so that's going to need 25 stone and 25 clay. Okay, so it's going to put our stone to good use. That's a thought. It's a dangerous thought, but yeah, in theory you could have more than one research building if I wanted to speed it up. So research a pantry, construct a pantry. So I assume if these things are being grown and harvested, yeah, where do they end up? Otherwise they just get harvested and left lying on the floor. Because I know we've got a we've got a little berry gatherer down here, and we've got some tile there, but can be eaten or refined. So, okay. I'm just wondering if they go to waste, that's all. If they're left lying on the ground. At least like with the farmer, you've got, you know, the storing resources here in their inventory. But I suppose if anybody wants food, they'll have to come to the farm, or they'll have to come to that. Can you move that? No, you can't. I was thinking actually you could probably move one of these a bit closer, but if they get stored in a central building, that would make life a lot easier. That would make more sense. I just like how you say that somebody will come along here and they'll grab a beet or whatever it is, and then I'll see them come out and start munching away on it. I mean, look at the size of that beet in comparison to them. I mean, that's a big beet. That is much bigger than they are. Well, it's almost. It's about the size of that face. That was Tom smoking some bugs. Oh, we've almost reached out. I researched that pantry. So that doesn't get us any further. Oh, actually, it does get us further, because then. Ah, right, that'll then open up the stonemason. So what does the flop house do? Ah, right, okay, so that's a better house. So it's a better housing than the tent. Oh, wow, 30 people. There's enough room for 30 beds. Minus 40%, so if you're in the house, you get poison resistance. You can put 3 decorations in. But all these then start opening up different types of plants that you can, because at the moment we're just planting beets, I think it is. So we haven't done anything for that yet. We haven't done anything else to help with Onbu. Except this part here. Food compositions. Compostation. Compostation? Was it? Yeah, compostation, so you can start to decompose stuff and make compost out of waste food. Cool. So that's what I'm concerned about. If Onbu's not finding any food. Oh, hold on. Right, so you've researched the pantry, which now opens this lot up. Ooh. At the moment, I'm not seeing any specific choices, any specific reason to go in any specific direction, because I'm not seeing a region change, for instance. So it doesn't really matter where Onbu goes, but make a pantry. So I'll pop that over there. At least that gives them somewhere like a central storage for food. Now that's interesting, so they are putting food in here. But that doesn't, right, so this can get used to make Onbu food. So this is not necessarily food for these people to eat, but it is for the Onbu. Right, that makes sense, because Onbu does like mushrooms, I understand it. So you could store seedlings in here. Herbs as well, maybe. So we've done it as far as research goes, so it's just like, well, we'll wait until the pantry's made, and then we'll have central storage. But I quite like that idea of like much bigger building. I mean, it's not like just a minor upgrade. I mean, like we've got up to 2 people can live in here, but that was talking about up to 30. It's like, what? Alright, so you can even control what types of food. That's a lot of different types of food. Holy moly. That's a lot of different types of food. In any case, well, we're starting to make some more progress. I mean, I don't see any difference on, no matter which way we go here at this stage. As far as where the tutorial's saying now is, it's saying, oh, go and build the stonemason or research the stonemason. That'll then open up this, which then opens up the story, which, interestingly, you do actually have a choice, which is interesting. It's like, well, you don't have to necessarily do that. So that's a choice. Do you do the story, or do you just carry on wandering aimlessly around? It's like, yeah, it's up to you where you want to go. Once you get the stonemason built, though, it opens up a whole list of things here. But at this stage, I'm just gonna stick to what the tutorial suggests. Just out of curiosity to see where things go. But of course, that's all for another episode.
Shift course now, we might stand a chance.